Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Naz. I'm a first year medical student studying at University of Malaya, and today I will be answering some of the questions that you guys have asked me on my channel and also through my email. So before I get into this video, I just want to say that I'm really happy to get all of these questions from you guys, because my main aim of posting all of these videos is to reach out to anyone who's interested in studying medicine in Malaysia. Because personally, when I was applying to I had no one to ask for help from, so I wanted to be the first one to help anyone else who needs any advice on how to get into So without further ado, let's get on with the video. So the first question is from Fasiha Majid. She asks regarding the medical requirements and fee structure in Malaya University for international students. Thank you, Fasiha, for your question. So regarding the medical requirements, it depends on which country you're from. So if you're from African countries, then you need to get vaccination for yellow fever and you need to have proof for that. But for me, I'm from Singapore, so I needed to fill up a health declaration form showing that I have no major diseases and also to show that I have all of my vaccinations that I'm supposed to have. And once you get into Malaysia, you also need to go for a health screening within the first 7 days of entering Malaysia. And actually for that medical screening, you also need to take blood tests for HIV, you need to take vaccinations for any of the vaccines that you haven't taken yet, and they'll also see your vital signs and etc. I have another question from Akmal Adams. So Akmal actually personally emailed me and his question is quite long. So I'll read out the email to you. So he says, "Hi Naz, I'm one of your viewers on YouTube and I understand you're from Singapore. I have a few questions to ask you and I hope you would be able to answer them. I'm from Singapore and I'm an aspiring medical student. Currently I'm doing a diploma that's not related to science of any sort. My question is, number 1, which path did you take before you got into Did you go to poly or A-levels? So for this question, I actually took the JC route. So I took the Singapore Cambridge GCE A-levels before I got into and the second question is, what course did you take? So I actually took biology, chemistry, math, economics. All of them were H2. Those were my core subjects. Along with that, I also took H1 general paper, H1 project work, and H1 mother tongue. So I think when he said which course did you take, he thought that I went into poly, but actually there are no courses in A-levels. It's actually like subject combination. So this was my subject combination. His third question is, how/what did you do to increase/improve your acceptance rate into So I actually never thought that I was gonna apply to so I never really planned ahead to do things that would help me get into Instead, I actually had a vision that I wanted to go to medical school. So there were 3 main things that I actually did. One of them was I was heavily involved in research. I actually did 3 different research projects, and one of them was my most successful one. It was on microbial fuel cells, and it actually got published on an international peer-reviewed journal. So I'm quite proud of that. The second thing that I did was I actually did a hospital attachment at Singapore General Hospital. I worked there for about 1 month and 20 days. So I was working in the orthopedic department and I got to interact with many different healthcare professionals and many different like medical students at different levels. So I got to talk to medical students, I got to talk to housemen, medical officers, surgeons, specialists, and I also got to talk to healthcare professionals like physiotherapists, nurses, and that really like opened my eyes to the different paths that I could take in the healthcare field. The third thing that I did was I actually learned Chinese. I learned it for 4 years, and I learned it because I was really interested in the language itself. I just found it a very interesting and beautiful language in its own way, and it was quite challenging for me to learn it because it was so different from what I'm normally used to. But I'm really glad that I learned it because now I can speak to people. But I definitely need to brush up on my Chinese because it is getting a little rusty. The fourth question from Akmal is, what kind of mathematical topics that are often being tested in medical school? So regarding this question, mathematics is not something that is, it's not something that is like prevalent in the medical syllabus, but it is definitely interspersed in our curriculum. So for example, for pharmacology, there are certain formulas that we need to learn in order for us to calculate, for example, the rate of absorbance of drug by the human body, or to calculate the bioavailability of drugs, etc. I'm probably gonna have more mathematical topics that I need to learn as I go through medical school. It's definitely like integrated into our curriculum. But bear in mind that it's only been 3 months since I've entered into UM, so I don't know how much of mathematics is involved in the curriculum. I understand that you're not doing a diploma that is related to science of any sort. That might be challenging for you because UM actually requires applicants to take biology in their pre-university. So what you can do is call them up and ask them what the requirements are exactly, whether your diploma is in any way gonna help in your application, or whether you should take any A-level subjects that will help you in your application. And if you do need to take any A-level subjects, right, for example, biology or chemistry, you can actually go to MDIS, which is an institute in Singapore, where you can take the certain A-level subjects as a private candidate. So you should call up MDIS and ask them what your options are. Alright, and thank you very much for your question. The next question is from Wassam Sohail. So he says that, "Hi, I'm from Pakistan and I want to study MBBS in Malaysia. Please guide me about the fee structure, hostel fee and other expenses. I shall be very thankful to you. Hope you're fine and enjoying life." Hi Wassam, thank you for your question. Well, about the fee structure, as an international student, you need to pay the admission fee, which is 900 USD. There is also an application fee, which is about 60 USD. And regarding the tuition fees itself, annually you have to pay about 32 to 33,000 USD, and it is for 5 years. So if you multiply that by 5, you will get about 160,000 USD or 170,000 USD. Regarding the hostel fees, if you're staying on campus, for international students, we stay at College Kediaman 12. So the hostel fees is 450 ringgit. But bear in mind that KK12 is actually really far from the faculty itself. So you would have to spend a really long time to travel from KK12 to faculty, and that's what I'm struggling with right now personally. So if you can, you should try to apply to KK1, KK2 or KK6, or also you can think about staying off campus, for example University Towers, which is near to the faculty, and that's what I'm trying to do as well. And for other expenses, if you're asking about cost of living, in Malaysia the cost of living is actually quite low. So for food and stuff, if you eat one meal in let's say KK12, it's about 5 to 6 ringgit. It could even go lower depending on what you eat, or it could go higher if you eat more. I mean, if you like have it with drinks and stuff. But anyways, it's not really that expensive. It's the tuition fees that's the more expensive part. Gautam asks, what about salary for fresh doctors who complete MBBS? So if you're planning to practice in Malaysia, then it's about 3,500 Malaysian ringgit. But if you're planning to study in your own, if you're planning to practice in your own country, then I'm not very sure what the fee structure is. For me personally, I'm planning to come back to Singapore to practice, and I went to do some research on the salary, but I didn't really get any concrete answer. But I think it should be about 3,000 to 4,000 Singapore dollars. I hope that answers the question. The next question is from Nasri Muhammad, who asks, how old are you? So I'm 19 years old. I just turned 19 this year, and I'm doing undergraduate MBBS, which is why I don't have to take another degree before I get into the medical course. So yeah, so I just finished my A-levels and I got into UM as an undergraduate. So I'm 19 years old, and by the time I graduate, inshallah, I'll be 24 years old. Yeah. So that's all the questions that I have. Thank you for all of your questions. If you have any more, just let me know, comment down below, or you can just send me an email and I'll try to answer it as best as possible. Don't forget to turn your post notifications on, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!